Today we are going to study about lipids part 2. In this we'll study about triglycerols and waxes. So first, triglycerols. These are fatty acid esters of glycerol. Triglycerols are also known as triglycerides, fats or neutral fats. What it is written? Triglyceride or triacylglycerol. That means the backbone is glycerol. This is the structure of glycerol. Now let's see the structure of fatty acid. This is the structure of fatty acid. Now, if bond has to form between this fatty acid and glycerol, then what will happen? There will be a release of water molecule. When this water molecule get removed like this, it will form. Similarly, in all the three positions, it will be the same. So this is triacylglycerol. That means the backbone is of glycerol. This is the structure of glycerol, esterified with fatty acids. Clear? Now, triacylglycerol can be a simple triacylglycerol or mixed triacylglycerol. Simple triacylglycerol means in all these three positions, the same fatty acid will be present. Mixed means among all the three positions, in one or two positions, different fatty acids will be present. So that is a mixed triacylglycerol. But in case of simple triacylglycerol or simple fats, in all the three positions, the same fatty acids will be present. Now, triacylglycerol, it provides stored energy and insulation. In eukaryotic cell, these triacylglycerol is stored as oil droplet inside aqueous cytosol. In vertebrates, adipocytes, that is a specialized cells, are found to store fats. In case of plants, oils are found in seeds that are used to provide energy during germination. Now, why triacylglycerol is used as stored fuels rather than glycogen and starch? We already studied in the carbohydrate videos that glycogen and starch are the storage form of carbohydrate. Then why these forms are not used as fuels? Instead, triacylglycerols are used. The reason is because in the last video we studied that triacylglycerol or the fatty acids, these are hydrocarbons. That means rich in hydrogen, that means reduced carbon, and the oxidation of reduced carbon is highly exergonic. That means it releases more energy. So from the oxidation of glycogen, if we get X amount of energy, then from triacylglycerol we'll get 2x amount of energy. And second, suppose our body needs 2x amount of energy. In that case, if our body use glycogen and starch for that energy, it has to store that much amount of glycogen or starch so that its oxidation can provide us this much amount of energy. That means the body weight will increase. Because to provide that required energy, we will be needing more of glycogen or starch storage in the body because they provide less energy. So if that much amount of huge amount of glycogen or starch will be stored in our body, what will happen? The body weight will increase. Glycogen is a storage carbohydrate in animals. Starch is a storage carbohydrate in plants. So the body weight will increase for these biotic elements. Hence, triglycerol or triacylglycerol is used as stored fuels rather than glycogen and starch. First, they provide more energy and they do not increase the body weight. Now, in some animals, these triacylglycerols stored under the skin serve not only for energy store but also work as an insulation against the low temperature. So these fats, they not only work to provide energy but also provides insulation, mainly for polar animals like penguins, polar bears. So they have a lot amount of stored fat in their body that keeps them warm. Now, sperm whale. Sperm whales are known as sperm whales because they have a big head, having an organ called spermaceti. This organ stores spermaceti oil and waxes. Now, these sperm whales, what they do for feeding is, say suppose this is a ocean surface. When they are not eating, they are near the surface of the ocean. But when they want to feed it, because they feed on squid, so they have to dive deep, maybe 1000 meter or even 3000 meter deep. So they have to dive such a deep in the ocean to get its food. Now, after going to such a deep, what they do is they remain calm without moving at such a depth, waiting for the food to come their way. So that whenever the small squid will come near them, they will eat it. Now, for any animals at such a depth to stay calm at one position without swimming is not possible until the density of its body is same as surrounding. That means the density of the body of the sperm whale should be according to the surrounding when they are staying calm in such a depth without movement so that to get hold of their food. So without swimming, it cannot possible. It can only possible without swimming if the density is same like surrounding. So at such a depth, the body density should be according to the surrounding density, which is higher than surface density. So for food, the density should increase. Then again, when they come to the surface, the density of the body should decrease because the surface density is also low. At the depth, the surrounding density is high and therefore their body density should also be high to maintain according to the surrounding. At the surface, the surrounding density is less and so their body density also. That means in sperm whales, they have to change their body density according to the surroundings. They have to continuously change. How they can do this change? Because they contain this organ spermaceti, which contains spermaceti oil and waxes. The ratio of this oil and waxes help them to change the density and maintain according to their surrounding. So that's how the sperm whale functions. That means this fat and oils, apart from giving energy, they also function to maintain body density. One function of these fats are they provide energy. Another function, this one, which we studied now, that is maintaining body temperature. And the third function is they help also to maintain body density. Now, many food contain triglycerides, for example, vegetable oils, dairy products, animal fats, for example, olive oil, which consists largely of triglycerols with unsaturated fatty acids, and these are oils at room temperature, compared to tristearine, which is a major component of beef fat. So it is fat or of waxy nature at room temperature. Now, why lipid-rich foods spoil after being exposed for a long? Because lipid means fatty acid means hydrocarbon. If hydrocarbons are exposed to air, air has oxygen, so they will get oxidized. Hence, their nature, texture, taste, smell, everything will change. And this is known as rancidity. Oxidative breakdown of hydrocarbon or lipids in food because of which it gets spoiled. This is known as rancidity. Now waxes. Waxes serve as energy stores and water repellent. Like biological waxes, these are esters of long chain saturated and unsaturated fatty acids with alcohols, long chain alcohol like this. This is a palmitic acid. That means this is a long chain fatty acid. This is alcohol. OL, with the word OL only you can identify that this is an alcohol. So what are waxes? Waxes are the combination of fatty acid and alcohol. Now compared to triacylglycerols, they have a higher melting point. As the name suggests, waxes. So they have a higher melting point. Now what are the biological function of waxes? Certain skin glands of vertebrates secrete waxes to protect hair and skin. Birds secrete waxes to keep their feathers water repellent. Tropical plants are coated with thick layer of waxes so that water evaporation can be reduced. Because tropical plants means they are growing in a hot climate. So water evaporation should be less, otherwise they will lose water. They will become dehydrated. So because of that, even in aquatic plants also we can find waxy coating on their leaves so that water should not stay on their leaves, and that's how they can protect themselves from deterioration. So these are the natural function of the waxes. Now, application of waxes, the industries use these waxes found in the biological system to make lotions, ointments, and polishes. Now, one question from my end for you all, that is, why cooking in the same oil is not good for health? Do let me know in the comment section. If you found the video informative, please do like, share, and subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for the next video notification. Till then, stay safe, stay happy.